Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 105.
Today we have a very busy day planned in the parks and we're super excited for that. But first we need to get some work done. So we worked in the room all morning long until right about lunchtime when we decided to head over to Animal Kingdom. A couple days ago we bought that sampler gift card when we were at Animal Kingdom and we haven't spent the whole thing yet. We wanted to go back and finish off that gift card and try a few more snacks. And maybe buy a second gift card to try even more snacks because there's still a lot on the list we haven't tried yet.
So we made a beeline straight for one of the booths that we can get some snacks in because we are very hungry. It's time for lunch and we want to get real food this time because we kind of had a lot of treats last time and we want the real food this time. So we headed over to Terra Treats and we got a meatball slider that was amazing. So glad we got that. And we also got a tomato and cheese pizza, which tasted like a normal pizza, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, nothing special about the pizza, but that meatball slider was better than the meatball sub that I had for dinner yesterday.
Yeah.
So I definitely love the slider and I kind of wanted to get another one, but no, I will refrain because we have other snacks to try. The next stop on our list was the Smiling Crocodile, where they had a pastrami beef slider that I was kind of looking forward to trying because it sounded really good. Had a lot of flavor, but there wasn't as much topping on it as I would have liked. I feel like it was a little bit light on the toppings, but they made up for it with the pulled pork street tacos that they had. They had so much flavor. I was a big fan of these. I'm usually a big taco fan in general anyway, but these just had so much flavor. They were perfect. Absolutely love the street tacos.
I agree. The tacos were definitely a favorite between the two of us. We are slowly making our way over to Dino Land because there is something that Robert didn't get last time that he's determined to get this time. On the way, we got to see Kevin again, which is always so much fun because she just kind of wanders the park and you never know where you're going to see her. And all of a sudden you round a corner and there's Kevin walking around making noises. And so I love taking pictures of her. We made our way over to Dino Land because Robert wants to get the Scrooge McDuck's Billionaire Caramel Bacon Sundae. I'm going to give you a second to digest all of that.
Yeah, I think I need more than just a second to digest it because it is a lot of sugar. But, oh my goodness, I was so happy that I came back for this. Last time we were here, I got ice cream in Dino Land by the Restaurantosaurus. I got that strawberry shortcake ice cream cookie sandwich. So I didn't want to follow it up with an ice cream sundae. This was well worth the wait. It was soft serve, not regular ice cream. Normally, I'm not as crazy about soft serve as ice cream, but this one I'll make an exception for because with the caramel and the bacon, it was just so good. And it had these little gold things on top too, so it made you feel kind of fancy having some gold treats with your ice cream. But overall, highly recommend this sundae. Yes, we have eaten a few food items and now we're back to the treats again.
He definitely took his time enjoying this sundae while I sat there and just watched him eat it. Thankfully, it was a nice and warm day, so he did actually get to enjoy it today because ice cream is always better when it's hot outside. It's just the perfect treat. After this, we made our way over to Epcot because we have two different scavenger hunts we want to do. We want to do the EGGstravaganza, which is a limited time thing for Easter, and we also want to do the Flower and Garden Spike the Bee scavenger hunt. So we decided that it would be a good idea to do both at the same time.
Yeah, such a great idea. We were really just on it with that one.
Sometimes we make really smart choices. Today seemed like a really good one. Killed two birds with one stone. It would be perfect. This was actually a lot more work doing it this way than if we had just done both of them individually. We didn't realize that. We're two adults. We can do this kid scavenger hunt with no problem whatsoever.
I think whoever was hiding the Easter eggs took the whole Easter egg hunt thing a little too seriously because some of those were kind of hard to discover, especially after you switch between looking for eggs and looking for Spike the Bee, and that kind of messes with your head a little bit while you're doing that, but that's okay. Before we get started on this crazy adventure, I've kind of had the ice cream. It's kind of worn off at this point. I think I need another treat before we get started. So I stopped at the booth to get a violet lemonade, which is of course a Flower and Garden Festival favorite. It is delicious, it is refreshing, and it's also very cold for a very warm day. So I got myself a violet lemonade, and now I'm ready to do both of these scavenger hunts heading through the countries. Of course, our first stop is going to be Canada as we're working our way through World Showcase. And we found the Goofy egg hiding back in Victoria Gardens, right back in there by the water. Beautiful location all the time, especially during Flower and Garden Festival. And Goofy's my favorite character, so I was very happy to start things off with him.
It was really cool that the very first character we see is Robert's favorite, so that was kind of fun to find. We also found Spike the Bee hiding in the honeysuckle here in Canada. He was actually a little harder to find than the brightly colored Goofy Easter egg, but we did find it, so we've now crossed that off the list. So we have one for each map, and we're heading our way over to the next country. The next place we went to was the UK, and this Easter egg was definitely harder to find because it was higher than we expected it to be. We're thinking like, oh, this is for kids, it's gonna be shorter. It was not shorter. It was very high up, but we did finally find the white rabbit high up on one of the pillars, and so we did find that one and got him marked off the map as well.
Of course, we also found Spike the Bee in the UK as well. He was back in the garden there, not too far away from the white rabbit egg. We kept going on to France, and this time Spike was very obvious. He was right out front in the rose bushes. Really, really easy to find him on this one. And we had to find the egg here. This one was a little bit harder as well because not only was it up high, but it was also indoors. We had to go into the gift shop to find Daisy, and her egg was up there at the top, kind of right by the ceiling in the gift shop. Cute one here and a little harder to find, but we did finally track it down.
After we found Daisy, we came out to see that the French acrobats were out, so we of course had to stop for a little bit and watch them. But we did keep going because we only have so much daylight and we still have a long way to go for all of these. In Morocco, we found Spike the Bee very easily in the chili peppers. Very simple to find him, he was really obvious. And Thumper, the Easter egg, was also very easy to find. He was by the main tree out there where everyone goes to sit and eat their snacks. So he was also very easy to find, which we were grateful for because Daisy was a little tough, and so now we've got two simple ones after this.
But they can't make it too easy on us because the next country coming up is Japan. Spike the Bee was a little bit harder to find here. Still not too bad though because he was right out there in the main little garden area. But then there was the Easter egg, and this one, for whatever reason, was harder for us to find. I don't know if we were just looking in the wrong place. The colors kind of blended a little bit, but not really, because this egg was Perry the Platypus, which is super amazing because we love Phineas and Ferb, but being able to track it down proved a lot more difficult than we expected.
I mean, that kind of seems appropriate. Perry the Platypus was hiding. I mean, that is actually really appropriate for his character.
I mean, he's a secret agent. Maybe he was just undercover.
But he was super cute, and I was really glad they included Perry in these characters because a lot of times only the main characters get included, so he was a fun one to find. We kept going into America, and this one was fun for me because we got to find Minnie Mouse, the Easter egg. This one was up high again, but we did finally track her down because America doesn't have a lot of places they can hide her, so that was pretty simple. We also found Spike the Bee in the sunflowers, and he did stick out because, again, there aren't very many places to hide him here in America, so those two were pretty simple.
On to Italy, we were able to find Spike the Bee hiding in with the artichokes. He was pretty easy, a little bit harder because the bushes kind of grown around him and stuff, but still a fairly easy one to find here. And then we had to try and find the Easter egg here. So we walked through the country and back all the way to the back to Via Napoli. It's not a very big country. It's just kind of a straight shot to the back and then out again. Didn't see Pluto back there anywhere. So we walked around out front on the little kind of bridge area down by the gondolas and nothing over there. So we looked over back near Spike the Bee and nothing over there. So we looped back around a second time trying to find him. And finally we found this egg. This one was Pluto. And for whatever reason, they put him where he blended in really well with the color of the building around him. He
blended exactly into the building. Like, the colors are identical. I swear they chose them on purpose. It was terrible. And again, this is supposed to be for children. I'm just saying, if adults can't find it, it's not going to be easy for the kids.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's supposed to be for children, but I think maybe this is to keep the parents entertained while the kids are doing the scavenger hunt. Or the kids entertained while the parents are eating snacks. That was well thought through. Or to make the parents wish they'd never bought the scavenger hunt because they can't find the stinking Easter egg. That's probably what it really is going on.
For the next few countries, there are no more Spike the Bees to find, so now we are just focused on the Easter eggs, which should be a lot easier for us. And I say that it should be. Doesn't mean it's going to be. So the next country we came to was Germany, and we looked around. could not find this Easter egg anywhere. Kept looking, kept looking. We managed to turn around just perfectly to see a Mickey Easter egg nestled up in this balcony on the building. And if you were standing in a certain direction, you actually wouldn't even be able to see him because of where he was. So I feel like that one was not fair either. Between him and Pluto, that was just wrong. You put two hard ones in a row. You got to give us an easy one and a hard one. That's how this works.
I mean, you would think that, but they didn't do it. So no, two hard ones in a row is what we got. Thankfully, the next one coming up in China is quite a bit easier. This one was Donald Duck, and he stood out like a sore thumb over there in all the greenery because of the white and the blue. Really easy to find him, so we got him checked off the list and moved on to Norway. We started off walking around in Norway, didn't quite see an egg anywhere, so we walked through maybe the Norse god exhibit thinking it could be in there. It wasn't, but we actually got to look around in there. It was pretty cool. We've not really taken the time to look around in the Norse gods exhibit here, so that was a lot of fun. And then we kept walking on out of there trying to find that Easter egg. Looked in the bakery, it wasn't in the bakery. Looked in the gift shop, and then of course there was Dale right in the gift shop. We probably should have gone there first instead of just wandering around outside, but Dale was up there, up high in the gift shop, so we got his picture. And after going through the bakery looking, I kind of want to go back and get some treats now. So we went back in the bakery and looked at all the amazing treats that they have there. Hard to pick just one, but we did pick just one that was very Instagram worthy. It was the Easter cheesecake, multicolored with little eggs on top. Of course, that means Alyssa can't have any of it because it's multicolored, but that's okay. I'm willing to try it and, you know, eat it so we can give a good review on Instagram of whether or not we like the Easter cheesecake. It was pretty good. It was, I mean, it didn't taste like anything special compared to normal cheesecake, but it was pretty good cheesecake. So I would say if you want cheesecake anyway, go ahead and get it, but don't go out of your way to get it if you're not a big fan.
It did make for a really pretty picture though, and I did have fun photographing the cheesecake. Even though I couldn't eat it, I still enjoyed taking really pretty pictures and posting about things so people know about them. We headed on over to Mexico, and we were here for an incredibly long time because we couldn't find the Easter egg anywhere. We looked outside, we went inside the pyramid, we went outside again, we went back inside the pyramid, and this is where a cast member had some pity on us and asked if we wanted help finding the Easter egg. I said, give us a clue. I don't want to know where it is, just give us a clue. We want to find it on our own. She's like, okay, so she gave us a clue, and we kept looking and looking and looking, and we could not find this Easter egg anywhere, and we were determined, we want to find it. So finally I asked, where is it? She said, are you sure you want me to tell you? Because once I tell you, I can't take it back. I said, okay, we are so frustrated because we were trying so hard to find this and we can't. We've both now split up. We've been looking everywhere. This is the longest we have spent in any country looking for an Easter egg. And she pointed it out, and we were both so angry because we had been standing near this Easter egg multiple times through all of this and looked right past it. And I don't think it's right that Chip was blended so well in here. It's already a dark area just because of the mood and the atmosphere. And then you add in Chip, who is brown with a black nose. So you just did not see him. And I was a little bitter about this because it should have been a simple one, I feel like, but it wasn't. Had they put him outside, he would have stuck out like a sore thumb because of all the amazing colors and greenery here. But they didn't do that, and that's not right.
Did you say you were a little bitter about that? Because it sounds like you still are a little bitter about that.
The pictures kind of bring up these memories, okay?
I mean, I'm just saying, he was hidden really well. He was in the shadow. He's a dark egg. I get it. He was really well hidden. Definitely the most difficult egg that we've come across so far today. I was very, very frustrated by this point, and I was very happy there's only one egg to go. And the next egg on our list, I don't know where it is, but I do know what it is. It's Figment. He's bright purple. They can't hide him that well, so I have a feeling he's going to be a lot easier than this last one was. So now that we've finally found the egg, we have to go back outside and try to find Spike the Bee. And he, of course, like Chip, was very difficult to find. They couldn't make anything easy on us in Mexico. We walked around looking on the pathway in front of the pyramid, walked between Mexico and Norway on the pathway there, couldn't seem to find him anywhere. Turns out he was with the orchids on the pathway over to the side that is kind of the wheelchair ramp going into the temple, and he was kind of buried back in the leaves, kind of halfway covered up. Really, really, really well hidden. Of all the Spike the Bees so far, he's definitely the most well hidden. So I feel like we can just check them off the list and move on. We're ready to get out of Mexico because these were just ridiculously hard compared to all the rest.
Now we are solely focusing on finding Spike the Bee because we do have one more Easter egg, but we know that it's a little further out. So we're going to focus on finding Spike the Bee first. And the first one we found was at the entrance to World Showcase. And we were like, okay, this one wasn't difficult. He's sticking out right there. It was very simple to find. We're excited because we only have a few more to go. So by process of elimination, surely we'll be able to find them easily. Before heading to find the next Spike the Bee, we did have to stop because there was a PhotoPass photographer who had a really pretty prop. And we love taking pictures anyway, but when they have really pretty props that are Mickey heads with flowers, we have to stop. So we took a few pictures there. I'm not sure Robert was thrilled about the flowers in the picture with the Mickey head.
I mean, it's Flower and Garden Festival. It's the theming. I did not get as excited when I saw the prop as Alyssa got when she saw the prop.
They were really cool though. I love when they have those special little surprise props in the parks. Then we headed to the butterfly tent because that's where the next Spike the Bee was, and we found him very easily. And so because we saved all that time looking for Spike the Bee, we of course had to go inside the butterfly tent and look around for a little bit. We started heading to find the next Spike the Bee, and on our way we saw the Fountain of Nations, and the music was going and the water was shooting up everywhere. So we of course had to stop because we love watching the Fountain of Nations. So that was a lot of fun. The timing was perfect there. We kept going towards the playground and found Spike the Bee right there, and he was very easy to find because there aren't a lot of flowers or greenery here. So he kind of stuck out. So we found that one very easily, and I'm really glad because the one in Mexico was really hard to find, so we're checking these off the list really quickly.
And here by Test Track is where our final Easter egg is going to be. It is Figment. Again, purple does stand out like a sore thumb. It's perfect. He's up there on top of the Taste Track cart that's selling a bunch of treats. So final Easter egg has been found. We can check that off our list. We are completely done with the EGGstravaganza egg hunt. And now we just have one final Spike the Bee to track down, and it looks like he's over in between the Imagination Pavilion and Canada on that little walkway, so we're gonna head over there.
We found the final Spike the Bee in those flowers, and we were so excited because it is now completely finished. We have finished both of these and taken quite a long time to do so, but we did have a good time doing it, even with those frustrating moments in between. That's part of it, right? That's part of the scavenger hunt experience. So we took some pictures of both of our maps completely filled out, and then we went to get our prizes because that is the best part of all of this. And so for the EGGstravaganza Easter egg hunt, we were able to choose between 6 different Easter eggs, and these Easter eggs all had a prize inside. So I opened up my Easter egg. I chose Princess Aurora because she's my favorite. And inside was a magnet of Princess Aurora. So that was a lot of fun, a really nice little keepsake. And I like how small this is because I can put it in my suitcase very easily and doesn't take up a lot of space. Now for the Flower and Garden Spike the Bee hunt, we got to choose a set of patches, and this was actually really difficult because I loved all of them. So the hardest part was actually choosing which one I wanted to get. I finally decided on Minnie Mouse because you can never go wrong with Minnie. She is a classic. So I did choose the Minnie Mouse patches, but I thought all of them looked awesome.
And I really didn't care which prize she chose. I was just happy to be done with the scavenger hunts because this has been one of the most frustrating scavenger hunts we've ever done. I don't think we've ever had one where it was this hard to find all the different things that were hidden. Anyway, that's all over with now, and I'm hungry. I'm ready to get some food. So we're gonna head over to Sunshine Seasons in the Land Pavilion and order some dinner. We got the pork loin there that has a homemade barbecue sauce on top. One of my favorite things there in Sunshine Seasons. It's a great big piece of meat. It comes with a couple sides. So we got mashed potatoes and corn on the cob to go with it. Plenty of food there for both of us to share because we were snacking earlier in the day, so we weren't kind of totally on empty when we got there, but we have walked all the way around the world. We deserve some food.
Once we were done with our meal, we started heading out of the park because it's time to go back to the resort. We got to see a gorgeous sunset, and so Robert stopped to take a picture of the sunset with Spaceship Earth. And then it was actually even prettier over the parking lot, which is amazing because it's a parking lot. But it looked so pretty there with all the cars and the sun going down. So we stopped and took a picture there before getting in our car and driving back to Pop Century. Once we got there, we did a little bit of work and got ready for bed, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow
for our Year with the Ears.